loving thoughts, fantasy and folly, taking me with your mind across the span of space and time, satisfying desires that cross the ocean shores, tidal waves of total surrender.
I am Mele Willow, and I'm an artist. I'm also a singer and a songwriter, a poet, and I'm a person who loves life. I create art because I have to. I can't not create art. Somebody said that to me. They said, why would you go into visual art when you're like a songwriter and a poet? Why would you do that? And I went, well, I don't know, I just have to. It's like, it became compelling. It was like, oh, and I enjoy it. Mostly it's because I love it. And I'm at that point in life where I mostly do things I love to do. And if I don't love doing something, I try to make it fun, which is the name of one of my songs. If it's not fun, don't do it. And if you got to do it, make it fun. I am a visual artist as well as I am a sound artist as well, and I want to bring those two sides of my personality and creativity together. I'm thinking of putting together a performance art piece soon, yeah. I live in Kahului, Maui, Hawaii. I have lived in Hawaii for 23 years. Yeah, I moved straight to Maui. That was the message I got. I had a message come to me in meditation and said, move to Maui. I didn't know a soul here, I thought. But when I moved here, I did know some people here that I met up with, and you know how Maui is. You meet people who know other people, and before long you feel like you've lived here a long time. Yeah. I am from Ohio originally, but I came to Hawaii from to Maui. I came from British Columbia. I've had just about every kind of career you can imagine. I've been a bus driver, a city transit driver. I was a employment equity consultant for the government in British Columbia in Canada, and I have been a massage therapist. I became an orthopedic massage therapist, and that's my most recent, before I decided I'm an artist. That's what I really am. My creativity really burst free when I moved here. I had been doing like very straight kind of jobs, employment equity consultant for the Department of Defense, you know. And I was like, I moved here and I started singing again, which has always been a passion of mine. And then I don't know what happened, but I became very fascinated with the beauty of Earth, because Maui is so beautiful and I love it here, and it's made me just more conscious of beauty everywhere.
Of total surrender.
Am I a self-taught artist? Partially, I am a self-taught artist, but partially I go to the University of YouTube. Because you know, you need to learn new tricks. You see things you're interested in, and you want to go, how did they do that? And thank God we got YouTube. I enjoy working with my hands, doing sculptural things and like engravings. Like I got into the metal work because I could kind of engrave things, so things that have dimension and structure. A lot of my work has a lot of dimension in it, and I enjoy that. I started creating art from it sounds silly, but no, let me go back. I started creating art quite a while ago with a girlfriend who was an artist. She was a sculptor and clay artist, and got me into more visual arts. And it was more like play, you know. And because I was so into songwriting and poetry, I've always kind of felt like the visual arts, I had no ego involved in it, so it was just like a way to open up channels to creativity. And then all of a sudden it became my creativity. Yeah. Where do I get my inspiration? I get my inspiration mostly from nature. I started out with photography, really, and I've been doing photography for a really long time. But I love nature, and so most of the inspiration is taking photos of nature and then trying to somehow get that in my visual arts. But I'm just looking at one of my pieces over here that is it's a reflection of me in the pool, and then I do all kinds of crazy things with it to make it more interesting, you know, to do what isn't realistic, what is more fantasy kind of a thing. Yeah. My favorite art supplies are clay, canvas, paint, and metal. The creative process is a very, very interesting thing. I'm compelled. I'm like probably one of the most creative people you'll ever meet. I have been doing it for so long, and it's always been like this. I felt like there was something hidden inside of me, inside a shell. And I remember doing this workshop once. It was a spiritual workshop, a Sufi workshop actually, and we were kind of working with creative expression as a way to open up. And I had everybody come around me like they were a shell and pushing me kind of, like pushing me down kind of thing, encasing me in a way, you know. And then I had this, like, they let me come out of the shell, you know, and I just kind of opened up. And I think that was one of the moments that it really opened up the creative process for me. I stopped being afraid. And I realized that that is a part of each and every one of us, to be a creative person and to express that creativity is what we're here for, I believe. And that was such a wonderful release. And I think all this creative expression and therapeutic expression is so great. I think it helps people really in their daily life as well. My most important artist tool is the expression of my inner being. That when I sometimes I come at art like an open canvas. You can do anything, right? A piece of silver metal. You can do anything, and what do you do with it? And I sometimes take that moment to like just go inside. What within me needs to be expressed? What needs to be shown to the world that might help someone somewhere, or might just help me to just be more expressive of who I am? What skill I wish I could improve on is the skill of value and color, making dimensional, like being able to show that something is up close as versus something further away. And I know that's an issue with value and the depth of color. And I'm just not very good at it yet, you know, but I'm getting there.
Knowing our lives are planted for growing, these precious seeds expand into our love, watered by the rain of our positive attitudes, nourished by our prayers of gratitude.
How many projects can I work on? Oh, you know I'm that kind of person, don't you? Yes. I can have about 6 going at once. Yeah, that's probably about the limit. I try to finish things because I'm really good at starting things. I'm not so good at finishing, and I know that about myself. So I have days where I make myself finish things because otherwise I never get done. I'll have to start something new, you know.
Precious is our love, precious is our life.
My work aims to say who I am connected with who everybody is, I believe, that finding that oneness within all of us. That's my basic spiritual belief too, is that we are all one, and that we all are fortunately different, but we all have the same motivation, same godliness within us and creator within us. And so my work is meant to express that, I think, that oneness. Yeah. Does my art follow a theme or a certain concept? I'm not, you know, it does have a certain concept, and if you look at my art, a lot of it has that circle. It has a circle in it. And that, to me, that circle is that circle of life. And I don't know, it just comes up. I don't mean to put it in everything, but it's in almost everything. Not everything, but close to it, yeah. My work is unique because it is totally just me and my inspiration and what I feel inside. It's not copying anybody. I mean, sometimes I see things that I like and I'll go, oh, I really like that, and I'll take the essence of it and try to produce something that has that essence, but it ends up looking completely different because it's me that I'm expressing. Yeah. I think I am motivated by sheer creativity. I think it's just inside me. I enjoy expressing creatively. I just really enjoy it, whether it's talking with another person or singing or doing art. And I have a lot more alone time than I used to because I'm retired, you know, so I can that's what, it's kind of like an interaction with a being, although it's not a being, it's not a living being, it's a creative being. So it's an interaction in a way. Like I say, sometimes you see something that you really like. Like I do a lot of Instagramming and Pinterest and stuff because I do enjoy other people's art, and I like seeing new ideas, and so I'll get an inspiration, I'll get an idea, but I will never copy anybody else. It's not in me. It's just, you know, I got too much of my own uniqueness that wants to come out. How do I feel when I look at a blank canvas? I feel excited. I feel that moment of discovery when you just go, what am I going to do today, you know? And sometimes I have an idea and I'll do that thing. But I actually really enjoy it when I have no idea. And I just let my hands, especially if I have some clay on me, I'll just do a clay thing on the canvas first and let that dry, and then I'll paint it. Or I might do a pour on it, which is really, you really have very little control. You're just allowing paint and color to intermix in its own way. And you can flow it a little bit, but you really have very little control. But I love the excitement of that. That's fun. Yeah. What do my pieces express about me? They express, I think, my openness, my willingness to be a little bit wild and to be free. Yeah. I think my personality comes out in the sense of I'm a bit random, and so things sometimes can seem random, but I try to find a way to unify that randomness, and I think it just expresses my ability to be exploratory, I think, and try different things. And sometimes I have no idea whether it's going to come out. And, you know, sometimes things don't. Sometimes you just toss them. It's like, no, I really don't like that. And other times you go, oh, that came out way better than I thought it would. Yeah. Knowing our lives are planted for growing, these precious seeds expand into our love, watered by the rain of our positive attitudes, nourished by our prayers of gratitude, pruned by the lessons of our lives. How do you know when a piece is done or finished? I sometimes think you never know. Like I've been working on this one piece, the Mele piece, for 2 months, and I'm still working on it. And I thought it was all done. I thought, oh, I'm done. And I was gonna put the hardener on, which is a finish, and you can't really put anything on it after that. I ran out of hardener. Just when I got to that piece, I did all these other pieces, I got to that piece, no, I ran out. And now I keep thinking, oh, I've got to do this, I got to do that. You know, I don't really know the answer to that. Obviously. You know, my best friend Alia is my biggest influence, because we have for years just been sending each other our work. You know, we might spend 15 minutes on a piece or 15 days on a piece, but we'll just, when we feel like it's almost done or something, we'll ship it, you know, send a picture of it back and forth, or even in the process of it, we'll send it back and forth just to get a different view, you know. And she's got a very good artistic view, and I really appreciate her support. She's always been supportive of me being an artist. Yeah. I think all of life influences our ability to be or not be an artist. And like I said, one of my most inspirational things was that time when I broke out of the shell of people, you know. And it's the shell of self-doubt. That's really what it is. That shell that contains us is that inner judge. And I think I got that inner judge put in its place. Yeah, it doesn't rule me anymore. You know, I can't live without the ability to be creative, really. I just love being creative. I can't live without friendship. I need people in my life, but not a lot of people and not all the time. I need space. I have to have space. And I need that love of nature. I really need that connection with Mother Earth. She's my sanctuary. Yeah. I love the process of just expressing creating something out of nothing, really. Whether it be a word on a piece of paper, or whether it be a photograph, or whether it be, metal work, it's the taking something that's kind of blank and making something beautiful, hopefully. Yeah. I see myself as a healer. I'm a Reiki master, I'm a massage therapist, but somehow art, that bringing of your creative in your hands and your eyes and creating something, that's really special, that's a healing of our souls. I think it's a healing of our souls, and hopefully the viewer feels some healing from that. And yeah, so I'm all into the healing aspect of art. One accomplishment that I made when I first came to Maui, I went to a Unity Church thing at the MAC, and I said to myself, I am going to sing on that stage. And I've sung on that stage multiple times. There's some really crazy wild thing about singing on that stage. It makes you feel so alive, everything. You're all nervous, and the adrenaline is pulsing through your body. And you have to control it, and yet at the same time allow that energy to flow through. And I want to experiment with that more, especially with doing performance art. And now that I'm getting older, I can't do any fancy dancing stuff, but I still think that there's a way to express that beauty of who we are through just simply connection and talking and expression. Yeah. I'm most grateful for just love and life. My Supergirl power is being myself and not allowing anybody's judgments or opinions to affect my joy. What makes me feel beautiful is being natural, being by a waterfall, listening to the sound of water, feeling the wind on my skin, feeling the sun heat me, and just being natural, just being with the spirit of nature. That's it. Yeah. Grow with the light of love. Be the love light growing. Precious is our love. Precious is our life. Preciously waiting for eternal love to open our hearts. And that's what this is. It's just love. If you really want to be an artist, just call yourself an artist and just be an artist. And by saying be an artist, I mean actually make art and do it. Just do it. Get that judge out of your head. Get that part of you that stops you, says, oh, I'll never be good enough. Tell that part to go to hell. And tell that part, that it's not running your life anymore, that you're going to express who you are, because we're all artists. That's it. I want to share my love and my light to others in the world, whether it be through my art, through my voice, through songs, poetry. I want to express that love and light to the whole world and maybe somebody else then will express it further, and it'll take off. You know, wings of love.